The following MMOs are all scheduled for release or rumored to be scheduled for release before the end of this year. All of them look like they might bring some much needed innovation and sizzle to MMOs. First, Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy MMOs have never been considered groundbreaking. Sure, they have great PvE and a game world players love to immerse themselves in, but they've never been thought of as particularly innovative. Square Enix's Final Fantasy XIV might just change that. Final Fantasy XIV promises to bring something new to the MMO genre that has been seriously lacking from MMOs: a strong, cohesive storyline. Single-player games have incorporated storylines for years. MMOs have pretty much ignored them. Just as a good storyline keeps gamers playing the single-player game, Square Enix seems to have realized that a good storyline can keep players interested in an MMO and have incorporated storylines that dovetail with Final Fantasy XIV's quests. Final Fantasy XIV raises the graphics bar also. Just as Aeon did last year, Final Fantasy XIV sets a new standard for graphics in MMOs. The game is visually enchanting, so much so that it might be more than your system can handle. To help you determine if your rig can run the game, the Final Fantasy XIV website prominently provides a downloadable benchmark tool. At the least, Final Fantasy XIV might be the impetus you need to buy a new system. Final Fantasy XIV officially releases on September 30th, but you can get in on the pre-release if you purchase the Collector's Edition, which is available now. Jumpgate Evolution. Do you want a good sci-fi MMO? Are you jonesing for some epic space battles? Let's see what MMOs are out there for you. There's EVE Online, decent game, they're a little old now, and there's Star Trek Online. Had some problems in the beginning, but it's getting better. What else is there? Not much. If you're looking for some sci-fi action, the MMO offerings are pretty slim. Is it any wonder gamers are almost desperate to play Jumpgate Evolution? Jumpgate was originally supposed to be released more than a year ago. It has been repeatedly delayed since then, but it might finally be getting close to release. The beta sign-up has been announced, and gameplay footage at E3 got a lot of gamers salivating. There's no officially announced release date, but signs indicate that this highly anticipated space combat MMO will at least go to beta before the end of this year. DC Universe Online. Will someone finally do a superhero MMO right? Cryptic Studios, developers of City of Heroes and Champions Online, had a near monopoly on the genre, but that's going to change with DC Universe Online. Unfortunately, Sony Online Entertainment, who gave us Star Wars Galaxies and Vanguard, is the developer behind DC Universe. But there is reason to hope. DC Universe Online has brought in writers, real comic book writers, so there's a good chance the game will have some compelling storylines gamers will want to follow. Also, the game promises to let you choose your own destiny, a la Knights of the Old Republic. Your character can go good or evil, depending on the decisions you make during gameplay. DC Universe Online releases on November 2nd. Guild Wars 2. Perhaps more than any other MMO under development, perhaps more than the already sanctified Star Wars The Old Republic, Guild Wars 2 promises to be the most innovative MMO to come along since World of Warcraft. Guild Wars 2 promises to turn the MMO genre on its head, throwing out the tried and tedious formula of tank, DPS, and healer. How will this be accomplished, you ask? It's hard to tell from their website and promos, but they give some hints. Tanks, DPS, and healer classes will be replaced by control, damage, and support classes, and each class might be able to fill more than one role. If Guild Wars 2 successfully reinvents the standard MMO classes, it will also change MMOs forever. In addition to changing MMO classes, Guild Wars 2 also promises to change the way gamers quest in MMOs. Guild Wars 2 says their game will have dynamic questing. With dynamic questing, what you do as a player actually influences and changes the Guild Wars 2 world. If you're told to kill a group of ogres before they destroy a village, you better stop them or they really will destroy that village. Guild Wars 2 has not officially announced a release date. GameSpot says it will release in November. At the least, it appears beta will start before the end of the year. Will one of these MMOs capture your imagination? Do any of these four have the sizzle and excitement you're searching for? You'll have to play them and find out. And that's half the fun, isn't it? Until next time, this is Adam with MMO Games. For all the best free MMOs and MMORPGs, go to MMOGames.com. See you next time.